Welcome to the second episode, everyone, to Windrose. I decided that since I wasn't really gaining any momentum as far as subscribers, I'd go ahead and do the thing I never thought I'd do and go ahead and ask for your subscribe and ask for your like, if you wouldn't mind. If I'm doing anything right here, just a little subscribe, a little like would do me a lot of good. I'll even guilt trip you and say it's going to be my birthday soon. The only thing I'd like is to break myself into double-digit subscribers, so if you can do that, great. If you don't feel like it yet and I need to still earn it, then so be it, and hopefully I can get that subscribe later.
Alright, we're back at it.
The body endures more than we think.
You say so. What was I doing? Let's see, even if this island looks like a little paradise, it won't last long here. I need to get back to civilization, check the shipwreck sites, find the pirates' camp, and free the captives. Okay. That's all the way over there. What's this? Might as well do that since it's close, and then we'll go collect some supplies while we go check out the sites. Chest? Oh. Add energy. And I'm hungry. Let's eat. Better. Alright. Sort of chest here. Fast travel bell. Heck yeah. Oh. A decrepit chest? That's pretty cool. Is that... So, yep. 15 men on dead man's chest. Among the wreckage of the shore, I found a pirate's skeleton. A note lying nearby mentioned a buried chest of gold. Pirate kind enough to note where he'd hidden the chest. So, right there. Well, wasn't expecting to be getting a quest. I got a shovel in me? I don't got a shovel. I'm gonna go make a shovel. Notes. Notes. There we go. Bloody weather. It's got me well and truly stuck, but that's no matter. The chest is buried, and that's what counts. Those filthy bums want to split the loot equally, then go to hell. Now they will guard my gold forever. Once the rain lets up, I'll make it to Tortuga and hire a new crew, or buy myself some land, houses and servants included. I should also thank the apothecary. He recommended a fine remedy, very effective. The gold can stay put for now. Gives me time to come up with a suitably tear-soaked tale for the brethren of the coast. Spaniards attacked us, or the English. Makes no difference. If only this wind would die down. It howls and bends the palms so fiercely that I started seeing things. If I hadn't killed my own men, I might think they were still here, watching me, alive.
Nifty.
Alright. New discoveries. Fast travel bell. Well, let's just head back to camp. All right. So we make a shovel. Probably here, right? Shovel. Do I have to use my copper? I feel like I was saving it for something, but let's take it. Let's see. Deposit similar to X. Broken blade away. Might as well make all of it. Oh yeah. I was expecting it to be a little, like, take time, but yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it in an instant. Away the wood, coconut. this away. Oop. Okay. So. Fast travel bell, that was also something we're gonna look at, right? Alright, so more copper. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for copper. Go find this chest, and then we'll go look at the shipwreck sites. Maybe see if we can find the crew on the way. Here, pick up that. Some more storage would be nice. Ah, boar. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. No, no, no. Oh, gee, man. I mean, I kind of knew better when I was taking on 3 of them. I mean, should I really complain about boar being difficult? I mean, usually enemies like those are usually fodder. Oh, there's a 4th one now? No, 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 no. I'll leave him alone. Yes. Probably. No, no, let's not do that. Let's just not. Dang, man. They hit hard. I mean, I needed better armor, but... You guys done? It's the meat restore my health. It's bandages, that's right. Band-aids! Alright. No, good lord. Sorry, I feel like yellow. Well. Chest is battered, but still locked. This means the valuables are probably still inside. The moment your palm touches the old wood, you hear a familiar rasp behind you, and the air fills with the stink of rotten fish and shellfish. Oh, God! It's all his men! Holy crap, do I die quick. Okay, so there's clearly some learning I need to do here. About the musket. Can I do a thing with the musket? See if that does more damage. I mean, if the shields disappear quick and I die to... I mean, I take a lot of damage. I don't know how I'm supposed to take on 4 or 5 things at once like that. Yeah, like a minor complaint. Again, this could be me just being whiny, but I kind of wish running didn't take up any stamina. Maybe I'll get a mount later that'll make this a little more tolerable, or my stamina will get up so high that it won't matter, but... Okay, yep, we're doing this again. Good lord. Did I go through my band-aids already? I probably am. I don't know what happened to my band-aids, and man, am I low on health. Alright. What do we do here? I don't have my band-aids on me. I don't think I can fight these guys. Yeah. Can I just get away from him? I thought I had like 4 or 5 band-aids. Unless I thought I did. If I didn't pick up my stuff off my corpse, I might not have. You know, I don't really want to leave it, but either I don't have the skills or the weaponry to really take on that many things at once. Have I got shield I can make? Maybe that'll make a difference. I'm gonna go back to camp again. You know, I did notice while I was running here that it does recommend I be level 2 for a lot of these quests. I think I'm just level 1. So, let's make some bandages. I didn't have to waste that. Alright. About to get dark too. Well, let's just keep going. Let's copper. I mean, yeah, more copper would be nice. But I need to just kill some more boar. Get my armor maxed out.
So somehow,
or
this
get
point,
the full
my
survivor set.
Working, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover to kind of cover
Slowly work our way
what
down.
I'm doing from here on out. It's unfortunate, but now I can't really go.
Yeah, well,
on and
get
do
that
the
treasure
gameplay,
chest.
so I'm gonna do my best to just kind of voice what I had going on in my head at the time.
Boy. Yeah, well.
Working my
Copper
way
vein
this
up
way,
here,
I was
right?
trying to
The other
explore
side of
more
this.
of the map, clear more of the fog.
Oh, yeah, it was
I
a cave,
discovered
that's
these
right.
sets of ruins up here. I was curious what was in them, but I had to fight these dang boars first. It's always way too dang many to deal with. But, you know, I found out that if you bunch these guys up, swing at multiple at once, they're not too bad to deal with when you're trying to fight multiple. And once kind of figuring out that they take a bit of a stun every time you swing, I mean, taking on groups of enemies wasn't so bad. Go down here. Let's go down in the cellar. It's kind of a creepy place, but it wasn't too bad. It sounded like there's a lot of guys in here, but it really only turned out to be these two. The heliums are interesting. I really haven't quite figured out how to use them. I haven't made it. At this point, I had way too much stuff on me, and I really should have went back to base and unloaded some of the stuff I had on me before exploring more. Plus, I knew that there was a backpack game that I kept forgetting to make. So we'll go back and make that backpack. Unload a little bit. I can come back here and get the rest of the chests. So I sped it up when we got back to base. Once back, I decided I was going to go ahead and smelt as much of my copper as I could, see what else I could build. I know I wanted to finish out the rest of the survivor armor set, and I also intended to make a fast travel bell, which is going to require me to chop down a bunch more trees, but I won't make you guys watch me chop down those trees. I also spend way too much time putting away stuff I got and putting it away in my chests.
I remain at your service.
Now it's time to go farm some wood, but I'm going to go ahead and skip through that. You guys don't need to see me chopping wood. Okay, so we got all the wood we needed to make the fast travel bell. I'll go ahead and set that down. And essentially just works as a teleportation pad, something I can teleport to and from other teleportation fast travel bells. says in there to not wear it as a helmet, but you can't trust me to even follow simple instructions. About to prove that I'm still the dumbest pirate that's ever lived, where I make my second weaponsmith station, not realizing I already had one, and I put it right next to the other weaponsmith station, and I don't notice it at all. Done all the things I needed to do. It's time to go ahead and run back and finish up that ruin. Luckily this next chest was easy enough and just sitting out in the open. I opened it up and it looked like a lot of interesting stuff. It really was all just different things I could sell to different merchants later in the game. Finally grab all that stuff from the chest after taking care of the dodos. I decided to keep moving on exploring the island, hoping I could work my way towards the objective of finding the ship. But I ended up just spending a lot of time running around exploring the fog of war and finding nothing of interest, and also finding out that the island isn't connected. I'm gonna have to take the boat. By the boat, I mean my own little rowboat. Looking at the other island. Swim over there, hope I don't get eaten by some monster or destroyed by some gunships. After I pretty much explored the entire island and realized that there's really not much left on here, and I'm gonna have to go jump on my little rowboat. I do find another ruin, but once I get there I realize that once again my inventory is completely full. I'm gonna have to just run back to base and unload again before I come back. I make it back to base to unload. I decided to make a couple more chests near my tent to unload more of the stuff I got. I also, for some reason, completely misunderstood how the fast travel bell works. And I'm making another bell because I believe that I needed the bell to travel to the fast travel bell thing I've created, but turns out to not be the case, and the fast travel bell is really only used to make the fast travel post with the bell. So it really just a waste of copper that I end up getting back later, but I gotta run out and hope that I can fast travel back and realize that I can't because I didn't understand things correctly. But anyway, I put the stuff back. I'm gonna head back to the ruins to check them out, so I'm going to skip to that. While at camp, I also decided to kind of gear myself up to try and finish this sunken buried treasure mission that I couldn't do earlier because I sucked at combat then, and I'm slightly less sucky now, so I think I should be able to handle it. Well, it was slightly messier than I wanted, but at least I got it done. 4 silver ingots would be handy, 5 coins, some experience. Still don't make it to level 2, but at least we got it done and out of the way, and I'm sure the silver coins will be handy later. After handling those 4 or 5 guys, decided to get back to the ruins and take on the boar. Slaying those guys, I get a boost of confidence, and I get a reality check here again shortly. Slowed down by bandaging. Of course, the boars would take me out, but those undead couldn't handle me. finally manage to take down those boar, I can finally loot the chest and get even more things to sell to the smugglers. As well as the things that I'm able to sell to smugglers. I also found plans to be able to make different types of roofs, and I also was able to make a slightly fancier bed, which I'm sure my character will appreciate later. After taking care of this camp, I decided to fill out the rest of the edges of the map, fog of war, make sure I'm not missing anything, and I stumble across another little camp here with a tent. I do end up opening a chest, but I never did quite figure out what the second thing it wanted me to explore was. I'm gonna assume it was this legendary boar I discovered here hanging around the map, but I didn't feel like fighting it, so I'm still not sure if I was missing something to loot or if this legendary star boar was the other thing I needed to accomplish here. I'll go back at some point and take care of it and see if that's what it was. After that last time, I decided to go ahead and head back to base. Here I do make a signal fire, which I will hopefully use more later. I decided to sort and get rid of some of my stuff from my current inventory. I also messed with building a few other things, trying to upgrade my armor. And then I will eventually work my way to making a boat and heading out to sea to try and head over to the next island, start working on this big ship quest.
no idea how often I've had to treat sailors' wounds inflicted on them by their own captains.
Plan with the boat is to work my way to the other island where the marker is for the bigger ship. And on the way, I'm going to check out a few of these little light piles are supposed to be. Finally making the first one. It's got a repair kit and just a tiny bit of wood in it. Not exactly the most exciting find. It did take me a little time to get there, but the next one should be more exciting. I think the big pillars of light are color-coded. It might tell you what sort of rarity of items might be at them. So let's go check out the next one. We make our way to the next one, and this is quite a bit more exciting. We have steel nails, some different kinds of coins, and some more wood. After this, we decide we're going to go ahead and swing over to the next island where the quest is. On the way, I do encounter some Blackbeard gunships, but they don't quite make it close enough for them to be any sort of threat to me, so they're just making me nervous, but they never did come around. On the way, we find a couple abandoned Buccaneer bases. Another thing we'll go check out again later. At this point, I was about ready to get to bed. I wanted to check out the first marker for the boat quest. Once we get there, we have to take out a few enemies, and it tells us that we need some wood, some cloth, some nails to try and fix the boat, which I will quickly throw down a campfire in another fast travel location, head back to the original base, and grab those, and make my way back. Once again, we need a fair bit of wood, and once again, I'm not going to make you guys watch me do that. Now that we presumably have all the supplies, we're going to go ahead and fast travel back to the other way and set the stuff in. This will essentially be the end of the video. We put all these materials in the boat, and it tells us after that that we would need a crew of at least 7 other men to get the boat up and running. And I decided to go ahead and push that into the next episode.